Hi, my name is Murali Avanamuthu, and in this video, we will see how NB Procure helps you with budget control within Business Central. NB Procure is an add-on solution built on top of D365 BC, and it automates various procure-to-pay process. NB Procure provides you a lot of automation within procure-to-pay modules such as purchase requisition, code comparison, and it also has a Azure Document AI functionality to automate purchase invoice creation. And via reverse auction and other functionalities, it can help you to control your procurement cost. And it is built within BC, and hence it is the familiar interface you are using day in, day out. NB Procure has two main granules. One is the granule within BC, other is the self-service portal hosted on Azure. The BC granule has functionalities like vendor registration, purchase requisition, being able to float multiple RFQs with vendors, being able to compare quotes and release PO, and evaluate vendors. Additional functionalities such as budget control, which is the topic of this video, and functionalities for sourcing companies, buy-side schemes and rebates, consignment order, and logistics tracking are available. On the portal, the vendors can have functionalities such as registration, get RFQs and respond with their codes, get PO and acknowledge those, create ASN against POs, and submit purchase invoice using Azure Document AI. Budget control as a functionality exists within Business Central. We have taken that and we have just added some additional controls. So for example, we can have the budget control defined as whether you want to allow when there is a budget exceeding, or you want to put them through approval, or you do not want any budget violation to occur at all. And you can set up budgets at a monthly level or at any periodicity, or you can also filter them based on the dimensions such as departments, for example. So let's look at the process flow. There is a NB Procure setup page where you have to define the various aspects of your budget control, and you will go ahead and create the GL budget as normally you would in BC. And we have implemented these budget controls at 3 stages. One is the purchase requisition stage, the second is the code comparison stage, and finally at the purchase order stage. And if the budget exceeds based on the setup, the system will allow you or force you to go for approval and so on. If it is within budget, obviously the document gets released like how you would do normally in BC. Now we are within BC. Let's see how the NB Procure setup page has certain definitions related to budget control. So in this budget control tab, we can first decide whether we want to go for budget control or not, and the type of budget control validations, whether you want to allow any kind of budget, mismatches, or you do not want to allow, or you want to allow with a warning. So the system will just throw you a warning, but you can still proceed with the actual purchase document, or allow with confirmation basically means it will put you through a approval workflow. For today's demo, we are going to go with disallow, which means system will not allow any budget violation. And we are choosing a monthly budget cycle. We can also decide whether you want to have budget carry forward. So the carry forward basically allows you to carry forward on a month-on-month basis. And whether we want to have budget control at the dimension level or not can also be decided. And like I said, the budget control is going to fire at 3 stages: purchase requisition, code comparison, and purchase order. All these of course are configurable. You can decide at what stage the validation should kick in. Now let's go ahead and create a budget. So this is the budget for the year 2025. And as you can see, there are multiple expense accounts against which we have given a budget. And that total is broken down into month-on-month basis. And as you can see, it is filtered by the dimension called department. So the carry forward mechanism basically, for example, if you do not use the January budget, for example, it will then be available for you in February. So that is the carry forward mechanism, in which in our demo instance, we have allowed the carry forward. Now we will show you how this budget controls are getting validated at these three stages. First, let's start with purchase requisition. So we are at the purchase requisition and we have this particular item, and I need 4 pieces of this particular laptop. Let's see what happens when I try to release this document. System says I don't have the budget because I am going beyond the budget if I go for these 4 quantities. Now let me update the quantity as 3 and see whether that will fall within the budget. It seems to be, and as you can see, the purchase requisition is released. Now this is the first point of the budget validation. The next possible budget validation happens at the PO creation stage via code comparison. Let's say if you are releasing a PR and you are floating requests for codes, and that will result in multiple requests for codes, and you are at the code comparison stage now. So you have this particular 3 vendors who have submitted the same laptop quotation and at different pricing. Let me see if I can go ahead and release a PO for this particular vendor who seems to be having a higher rate, but let's say you want to choose them because of the quality or whatever, but unfortunately you do not have the budget to create that particular PO. So even the 30,000 figure is also not within the budget. Let's try the third vendor who is the lowest price vendor, and that 25,000 happens to be within budget, and that's why you can see the status as released. Now let's look at the last stage, which is the purchase order stage, because we understand not every time you may go through a purchase requisition or a code comparison process. Sometimes you may have a approved vendor for certain category of items and you may directly release a purchase order. So our budget control validation fires there at the PO level also. I'm at the purchase order now, and this time I have this particular employee training expense account, and I want to release a PO for this particular expense account. I'm trying to release and the system says I do not have the budget. Let's say if I change the quantity and then say release, it seems to be within the budget and my PO is now released. So we have now shown you the 3 documents at which the budget control fires. Now we will show you the budget versus actual report. I'm choosing the 2025 year budget and I'm going to run this from January 1st till end of February, and for the specific department called admin. So these are the expense accounts with which we have basically set up the budget. So system shows the budgeted amount, and what we mean by pre-commitment is basically whether it is at the purchase requisition stage or at the quotation stage, and commitment means a PO is released against this particular available budget. A debit credit means already a purchase invoice is booked. So this gives you that kind of a clarity, so you can plan your purchases accordingly. So as you can see, NB Procure helps you to prevent any overspending and helps you have better financial oversight and helps you to manage the budget in terms of carry forward, department-wise budgets, and so on. Apart from NB Procure, Cetas has various add-on solutions which are listed in Microsoft App Source. Cetas is in business for the last 15 years and we are 160 plus team members focused on Microsoft Dynamics, and we have listed 12 plus add-ons in App Source, and we have more than 300 global customers. Thank you for your time. For taking a trial of NB Procure, please visit Microsoft App Source, and for this video and various other demo videos, you can go to our YouTube channel. You can visit our website to get any help, or you can write to us at sales@cetastech.com. Thank you.